Okay, so I've just taken delivery of the Moto Guzzi V85TT. It's a bike that I bought for 2020 to use on the guided trips, namely Garbage Run America, taking a dozen or so riders coast to coast, New York to LA, and then also I've got some Irish ones I use it on and a few other bits and bobs. I basically went for this V85TT, this Moto Guzzi, mainly, I guess, first and foremost, the price. There was a dealer in Colchester, Kawasaki, that were doing them £1,500 off, so made it 9.5 rather than 11, and I just thought that's great value. And just depending on what I decide to do with it at the end of the year, I didn't think I could lose much money. I also did it. I also went for the Guzzi because it is shaft drive, which on a long trip I just think that's a real benefit. Save you having to oil chains and tighten chains and do things like that. Second reason, 23 litre fuel tank, which I think is really good on a bike of this nature. You know, a lot of the other bikes are sort of 17, 18, 19, maybe 20 litres, and I like that this is 23. I think that's quite good. Another reason, cruise control. You know, I know Africa Twins and V-Stroms have now started to get cruise control, but I just like that it's got it. And you know, for long trips, especially across America where you're wanting to keep a constant legal speed, I think that's a really good factor. And I think also I just like it because it's a bit different, really. Other options I looked at was a Yamaha Tenere 700 or a V-Strom 1050, an AJP PR7 I also looked at, but you know, the PR7 is probably a bit too focused off-road for what I want, because most of it's going to be on-road touring. V-Strom 1050, you know, I know it's a bit new for this year, but it's still technically an old bike, and I've been there, done that on the V-Stroms, and kind of fancied something a bit different. And I think buying a bike, yeah, I kind of wanted something a bit more exciting, and I think that's what this is. And the Tenere, you know, I think that's a great bike. I've not ridden it. I hear it's you know, it's got amazing attributes, but it just doesn't do a lot for me as a road touring bike. If I was doing off-road a lot, then maybe, but then at the same time I'm going to keep my Himalayan, and for any off-road work I'll do my Himalayan, because it's a 3.5 grand bike that I can afford to throw down the road. If I bought a 9 grand Tenere 700, I'd still be a bit wary about it. So so I've gone with a Guzzi, an acquired taste in styling, I guess, a bit ugly some might say, but I think it's quite distinctive. I ordered a red one, but the red one was going to be delayed till April, so they got a blue one in stock, so I went for the blue one straight away. I got the optional engine guards, which are I think £100, which is really good for a manufacturer's original engine guards. Centre stand, I think that was 150, and again that's pretty good for a manufacturer's centre stand. There's not many manufacturers fit them as standard these days, so that's not too bad. I guess the downside of the Guzzi, it's not got tubeless rims, it's still tube tyres, which is why I went for the centre stand really, because if I get a puncture on these, obviously I want to be able to get them out, get the wheels out and get them fixed. So that's pretty much the accessories I'm going to put on them. I've got some Bumot panniers and some metal mule panniers, so I'm just waiting to see who can get the frames out first, and I'll put them on. But just, I mean, my first impression of it arriving is it's a very well appointed bike. It's really nicely put together, it feels very solid, it looks really nicely finished, sort of satin matte blue finish. I like the sort of the badging, and I like the, yeah, it's got adjustable levers on it, which is nice simple button layout, quite a nice fancy dash, quite like this TFT screen. It's quite pleasant, you know, it all comes up, and then we've got riding modes, road, gravel, and I can't remember the other one, 3 modes basically. I've got a USB charger just in there, quite like that touch, so I've got a tank bag on here, and that'll be perfect for running a phone charger into my tank bag. But otherwise, I just think it's a really good, special feeling, tactile bike for that sort of money. You know, it feels like 15 grand bike in its feel and its touch. It doesn't feel, you know, so I guess the V-Strom and the Africa Twins can feel a little bit cheap in places, a little bit plasticky, a little bit tinny, but this just feels like nice. You've got adjustable levers on both sides, the rubbers come out on the foot pegs, quite like that. Not a big fan of these pillion peg supports. I think they're a bit ungainly, and to be honest, if I can get pannier frames that don't need these supports, because the standard ones run a support, I think, off that, maybe not off that bolt, I'm not sure, but if there's a way of ditching this, then I will, because I think that kind of just looks a bit too fussy. Other things I like the handguards feel The handguards feel really good and sturdy. Again, V-Strom and Africa Twin, they can feel really plasticky, and I know that they snap pretty much on first contact. I know that from on a V-Strom from experience. You know, the handguard snaps, and then it pushes into the lever, and then breaks the lever. So it's almost no good. So I like that. I think first and foremost, I like the noise. Wow. So there we go, my new Moto Guzzi V85. Probably do about 15,000 miles on it this year. See how I get on with it, see if I like it. But looking forward to getting out on it tomorrow. Today I'm just going to ACF 50 it. Today I'm going to ACF 50 it and then get out on it tomorrow. So yeah, keep you posted.